All right, everyone. So we're going to start by coming down to our backs, and we'll make sure that those straps are within reaching distance. And we'll get started with our centering. So just finding a comfortable position. Getting out any little wiggles or wriggles you need to get fully comfortable and connected with your mat. And we're going to take a nice, slow, long inhale in. We're going to hold that breath at the top for a 3 count. We're going to do this at our own pace. And when you're ready, you're going to slowly release the breath and release that full breath so you've completely emptied your chest and your tummy. And when you're ready, we're going to take another nice, slow, long inhale in, and we're going to hold that breath again. And exhaling that breath out nice and slow and long. Taking a couple more breaths like this at our own pace, just taking it nice and slow. And staying connected with that breath, being mindful of the breath. Maintaining a relaxed but focused attention. So should your mind wander, bring it back to your breath. Okay. And take one more big breath in. And as we exhale, we'll bring our knees up into our chest, just giving them a nice squeeze. Think about like a bear hug. And then loosen the hug slightly, giving a gentle rock from side to side. Coming to stillness. We're going to allow our legs to come the full length of the mat, interlacing our fingers. We're going to push our palms behind our head, reaching through the toes, coming into that nice big Sunday morning stretch. And allow everything to soften. We'll put a bend back into the knees. We'll send the right toes up to the sky, really pointing through those toes like a ballerina. And then let's push through the heel. And point through the toes. And one more time through the heel. And let's make circles in one direction with our ankle. And in the other. Good. Coming to stillness, we're going to reach for our straps. We're going to wrap our strap around the pad of the right foot, so staying away from the arch. Strap is in our right hand, left knee still pointed up to the sky. We're going to bring our left hand onto our left hip and open up that right leg to the right side of the room. We're not worried how close the leg gets to the ground. I just want you to feel the opening coming in through the hip area while keeping that left knee pointed up and the left cheek connected to the mat. Be connected with our breath, just noticing our inhales and our exhales. Big breath in. Let's exhale that leg to center. We're going to put the strap into the left hand. I want you to bring your foot so it's in alignment with your belly button. You should feel quite a bit of lengthening coming up the back of the leg. You may even feel it into the lower back. If you don't feel that much lengthening, just make subtle, small adjustments with your leg until you feel it, and you'll know when you found the spot. And just bringing your breath into that lengthening. We're going to reach that right arm out to the right side of the mat. Stay here for a couple more breaths. And then let's take that right leg all the way over the left side, allowing the foot to connect down to the ground. Our gaze can be either up at the ceiling or towards our right fingers. Just allowing ourselves to melt into that twist. Couple more breaths here. And inhale that right leg to center. Exhale, release the strap, bringing that right foot back down to the mat, and we'll reach the left toes up to the sky like a ballerina. And push through the heel. One more time, point through the toes. And through the heel. All right, and then let's make circles in one direction with our ankle. And in the other. Good. Coming to stillness, we'll take this strap and wrap it around the pad of our left foot. So again, just making sure we stay away from the arches of the feet. We're going to bring our hand to our right hip, right knee pointed up to the sky. We're really trying to keep that cheek connected down to the mat. We'll open up the left leg to the left side of the mat. And again, I'm not worried about how close the leg gets to the ground. I just want you to feel the opening coming into that hip area. Staying connected with our breath. And let's inhale that left leg to center. Exhale, release the strap into the right hand. We're going to be pushing through that heel and align the foot over top of the belly button. Again, you should really feel that lengthening coming all the way down the back of the leg. You might even feel it into your lower back. We'll reach our left arm out to the left side of the mat, staying here for a few more breaths. Big breath in. Exhale the left leg all the way over the right side, allowing the foot to connect down to the ground and gaze either up at the ceiling or towards the left fingers and just allowing the body to melt. Few more breaths. And inhale that left leg to center. As we exhale, we're going to bring our right foot beside our left foot into the strap. And we're just going to pull the toes closer towards us. So our legs are lengthened. And we're creating a little bit of resistance with the strap just to get a little more lengthening into the backs of the legs. And we'll release the strap to the side. Feet come down to the mat, keeping a bend into the knees. We're going to walk the heels towards the bottom, rolling the shoulders underneath one another, pushing up into our bridge pose. Engaging the core, engaging the glutes. So slow, we're going to roll down one vertebrae at a time, allowing our bottom to touch the mat and then pushing back up into our bridge pose. Again, engaging the glutes, engaging the core. You can pull your pelvis in. Nice and slow, coming all the way down back to your bottom. Allowing your bottom to connect to the mat. And one more time, pushing up into our bridge pose. And nice and slow, coming down one vertebrae at a time. We're going to flow right into our happy baby. And trying to keep the spine nice and long, connected with the mat. Trying to keep the tailbone also connected down to the mat. Sometimes it wants to curl up. Couple more breaths. Big breath in. Exhale, releasing the feet down to the mat. We're going to come over to our tummies. Bringing our arms out into T position. And we'll start by coming down to the right side of our face, putting a bend into that left knee, stepping the left leg over the right side, reaching through those left fingers. Breath in. Exhale, let's come back to center. We'll come over to the left side of our face. Bend into that right knee, stepping the right leg over the left side, and really try to reach through those right fingers. Big breath in. Exhale, let's come back to center. We'll bring our hands behind our back, pulling the hands down towards our bottom, lifting our feet and legs off of the mat, keeping our gaze at the top of our mat. Coming into a variation of our locust pose. And let's bring our arms out nice and wide into our cactus arms. And then we'll reach our hands forward, connecting our fingers, and then back to cactus. Connect the fingers and back to cactus. Connect the fingers, back to cactus, and come down into crocodile. One hand on top of the other, forehead comes to the top of the hands. We'll put a bend into the knee and just gently windshield wiping the legs from side to side. Coming to stillness, we'll release the legs. Hands come underneath the shoulders, elbows nice and tight into our sides. Inhale up to your cobra. Exhale, baby cobra. Engage the biceps. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, baby cobra. Inhale, cobra. Exhale to child's pose, bringing our torso on top of our knees, forehead connects to the mat. You can reach through the fingers to try and open up those shoulders a little bit more. And let's push ourselves into our tabletop, curling our toes under. We'll pull the belly buttons into the spine. As we flow between our cat and cow, I want you to take this at your own pace. Try and keep your flow nice and slow. Belly buttons stay connected to the spine. One more flow through, and then we'll end in our tabletop. Inhale, right fingers up to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle. We're going to reach those left fingers up to the top of the mat. Left hand comes under the left shoulder. Inhale, right fingertips up. Exhale, release. Inhale, left fingertips up. Exhale, thread the needle. Right hand up towards the top of the mat. Right hand comes under the right shoulder. Inhale, left fingertips up. Exhale, release. Left leg comes behind us. Right hand comes forward. We're going to reach that right hand back for the left foot. Right hand connects back down to the mat. We're going to bring our left foot forward, stacking the knee over top of the ankle. Inhale, arms up to the sky. As we exhale, connecting the hands and creating that slight back bend. Right hand connects to the floor, left fingers to the sky. Let's lift the right knee off of the ground. Nice, good. And then inhale our arms up into our low lunge. Exhale, hands to heart center. Right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Good. Right hand to the inside of left foot. Let's reach those left fingers up one more time. Left hand to the outside of left foot. Step back into plank. Lower all the way down to the mat. Inhale up to cobra. Exhale to child's pose, torso on top of the knees. Inhale up to our tabletop. Exhale the right leg behind us, left hand comes forward. Left hand reaches back for the right foot. Left hand connects down to the mat. Let's step the right foot forward. Inhaling, arms up to the sky as we exhale, connecting the hands, creating that slight back bend. Big breath in. Exhale the left hand to the mat, right fingers up to the sky. Let's lift the left knee. And then inhale, arms up to our low lunge. Exhale, hands to heart center. And then bring that left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Left hand to the inside of the right foot. Right fingers up to the sky. Right hand to the outside of the right foot. Step back into our plank. Lower all the way down. Inhale up to our cobra. Exhale to down dog. Let's take our doggo for a walk. Just a leisurely stroll, shoulders nice and wide away from the ears. All right, coming to stillness. Right leg, three-legged dog. We'll bring that right knee forward for mountain climber. Right leg, three-legged dog. We'll take that right leg over for our flip dog. Right leg, three-legged dog. Step the right foot forward as we inhale up to our warrior two. Exhale the breath out. Right forearm above the right knee, left arm over the left ear. Beautiful flow today, everyone. Big breath in. Exhale to triangle. Flow back, reverse warrior. Nice. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale one. Let's step up into our tree. Nice and tall, pushing through the crown of your head, engaging the core. Hands come to heart center. Find your drishti, find your point of focus. Release the left foot into mountain. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Step back, down dog. Flow all the way through to your plank. Lower all the way down. Inhale up to cobra. Exhale to our down dog. Left leg, three-legged dog. Let's bring that left knee forward for mountain climber. Left leg, three-legged dog. We can come over to our flip dog. Left leg, three-legged dog. We'll step that left foot forward as we inhale up to our warrior two. Exhale the breath out. Big breath in. Exhale our left forearm above our left knee, right arm over the right ear. Big breath in. Exhale to triangle. Blow back, reverse warrior. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale one. Let's step up into our tree. Find your drishti, find your point of focus. Reaching through the crown of the head. We'll bring our hands to heart center. And release into mountain. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Step back, down dog. Let's flow all the way through to our up dog or cobra. Exhaling to down. Looking between our thumbs, we'll hop or step forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll step our right leg across the left, sitting into our eagle legs, arms out in front of us. Right elbow into left for our eagle arms. You can keep that right foot connected to the mat, or you can slide that right leg up, sitting a little deeper into your eagle or your Garudasana. Big breath in. As we exhale, we're going to flow into our dancer. Releasing from our dancer, we'll come into our chair pose. Tuck the tailbone under. Get nice and low in those legs. A little bit lower if you can. Good job. Big breath in. Exhale up to mountain. Good job. Let's step that right foot, or sorry, the left foot over the right side. Coming back into your eagle legs, arms straight out in front of us, left elbow into the right. And if you want to go deeper, you can slide that left leg up the right. Big breath in. As we exhale, we're going to flow back into our dancer. Big breath in. Exhale to chair. Good. As we're in our chair, I want you to bring your feet just about hip width apart or a little wider if you need, because we're going to come down into our squats. Big breath in. Exhale to our squat. Elbows to the inside of the knees, hands to heart center. You can stay in stillness here, or if you like to add a little bit of movement, you can do that as well. Hands connect down to the mat. We're going to push our bottom up to the sky. Bring our feet a little wider as we come into our ragdoll. And allow that head, shoulders, arms to be heavy. Allow the spine time to lengthen. We're going to bring our hands behind our back. One hand can grab the other, and we're just going to gently lift those arms off the back. Be mindful of the shoulders. Then we're going to exhale the hands down to the mat, allowing them to reach and pull us up to the sky. And then hands come to heart center. Good job. We'll bring our feet back underneath, hip width apart. It was like a tongue twister for me today. Right. Hands are going to come either to heart center or overhead, or you can bring them into airplane. We're coming into our warrior three, so everybody likes their arms in a little bit of a different space. So feel free to play around and try. Me personally, I like my hands at heart center, so it's whatever works for you. Let's make sure we're rooted through that right foot. I do not care how far the left leg or left foot comes off of the mat. I just really want you to try and keep those hips as squared off at the mat as you can. All right, so finding our hand position or playing with our hand position, we'll come into our warrior three. Trying to keep that left hip down. We're going to reach our hands down to the mat. I know it's a little different for us. And we're going to step onto the pad of the left foot. Inhale up to our high lunge. Exhale to warrior two. Come into our sky archer. Left hand wraps around the right wrist, lifting the right toes off the mat. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale one. Let's step up to the top of the mat into mountain. Good work. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So find where your balance is in your left foot, root through that left foot, and figure out where you like your hands for your warrior three. When we're ready, we'll come into our warrior three, trying to keep that right hip down. You know, it automatically wants to lift. Let's connect our hands down to the mat, stepping back onto the pad of the right foot. Inhale up to our high lunge. Exhale to warrior three, or warrior two, sorry guys. And flow back to our sky archer, lifting those left toes off the mat. Right hand wraps around the left wrist. Let's release back into our warrior two. Inhale one. Exhale, come into our mountain. Nice work, everyone. Really beautiful. All right, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Step back, down dog. We're going to float all the way through to our up dog or cobra. Exhale down. Looking between our thumbs, we'll hop or step forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to do two more sun salutations. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Step back, down dog. We're going to float all the way through to up dog or cobra. Exhale down. Looking between those thumbs, hop or step forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, left foot into tree. Hands come to heart center. Release the left foot into mountain. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Step back, down dog. Let's flow all the way through to our up dog or cobra. Exhale to down. Looking between our thumbs, we'll hop or step forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, our right foot into tree. Hands to heart center. Release the right foot into mountain. Good job. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Step back, down dog. Left leg, three-legged dog. And let's bring that left leg forward for pigeon. In our pigeon today, I want you to try and focus on keeping your hips squared off with the top of the mat. So if you find that you're rolling a little too far into the right hip or the left cheek, just try and square yourself off a little further with the top of the mat, reaching through those right toes and coming down to your forehead. Connecting with your breath. Allowing yourself to soften. Staying connected with your inhales and your exhales. And now with not focusing on the hip alignment, allow everything to soften a little further. So if you roll into the left cheek or the right hip, that's okay. We'll stay here for a few more breaths. Breaths in. As we exhale, we'll bring the hands underneath the shoulders, pressing our torso up. Curl the right toes under. Left leg, three-legged dog. Hello. And release the left foot. Right leg, three-legged dog. And we'll bring that right leg forward for pigeon. So again, we're going to start with trying to keep our hips squared off at the top of the mat. So just noticing if we naturally roll into the left hip or the right cheek. Let's try and square ourselves off. Being connected with your breath. Deep breath in. And as we exhale, we'll allow ourselves to soften. So if you roll into the left hip or the right cheek, just allowing everything to be a little bit softer and staying connected with the breath. Couple more breaths. In. And as we exhale, we'll bring our hands underneath our shoulders, pressing our torso up, coming into our right leg, three-legged dog. We'll release the right foot to the mat. Let's take our dog for a walk. Good. Coming to stillness, we'll bring our knees to the width of the mat. Coming into a passive child's pose, we'll start by coming down to the right side of the face. Slow, long inhale in. Exhale, turn your face over to the left. Few more breaths here. Breath in. As we exhale, we're going to push ourselves into kneeling with our toes curled under, knees pointed up at the top of the mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to heart center. One more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to heart center. Just stay here for a couple more breaths. So allowing our toes a little stretch. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. We're going to come down to our bottoms. We're going to need our strap again. You can cross your legs into easy pose. And taking our straps, we'll bring it nice and wide over our head, being mindful of the buckle. Okay. Good. Big breath in. Exhale the strap back to your bottom. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Exhale back. And one more time coming forward. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Good. We're going to take the strap in our right hand, bringing it over our right shoulder. Our left hand's going to encourage that right elbow back a little bit further, and then our left hand reaching the strap behind our back. And your hands may or may not touch. That's okay. You're just trying to open up the shoulders. If you find you're curling in, just loosen your hands on the strap, because I'd rather you have that proud chest, that open chest. Okay. Let's take a few slow, long inhales and exhales here. Noticing the rise and fall, your collarbone, your chest. And release. Let's roll the shoulders out. Could be front to back to front, whatever feels good. And same thing on the other side. Strap into the left hand. That right hand's going to help that left elbow back a little bit. And then our right hand reaches underneath. And again, just keeping those open shoulders. And just noticing the flow of your breath. Big breath in. Exhale, release. And again, we'll do the same thing. Just rolling the shoulders out, front to back to front. Okay, left hand's going to come behind us, right hand onto the left knee. Really trying to keep that straight, long spine pushing through the crown of the head. Big breath in. Exhale, let's come into our twist. Bring the gaze over the left shoulder. Big breath in. Exhale, flow all the way over to the other side. Keeping with a long spine. Bring the gaze over the right shoulder. Big breath in. Exhale to center. We are going to be coming down to our backs. We won't be getting back up. So if you need to grab anything like a sweater or eye pillow or bolster pillow for underneath your knees, now's the time to do it. And then we will come down to our backs. And once you come down to your backs, we're going to come into our cobbler. Trying to bring the heels of our feet a little bit closer to our groin, allowing the knees to be heavy, allowing everything to soften. Breath in. Exhale it out. We're going to bring our heels a little further away from our groin. Just keeping the feet connected. Allowing the knees to stay heavy. Scooch the heels a little further away. Again, so further away from your groin and your pelvis. Still allowing the knees to remain heavy. Big breath in. Exhale, we'll lengthen out the legs, allowing the ankles to be soft so the feet roll out to the side. If you want to put a bolster or anything underneath your knees, feel free to do so, or to use your eye pillows, whatever you like. Staying in stillness, bringing your awareness back to your inhales and your exhales. Bringing gentle movements to your fingers and your toes. You can roll out your wrists and your ankles. Allowing everything to come to stillness. And take a nice, slow, long inhale in. Exhaling it out. And we'll bring our awareness to our heart center. Thinking about something that makes us happy, big or little, simple as a good cup of tea or coffee. Thinking about one of our favorite places or spaces, whatever it is. Allow that feeling of happiness to grow within your heart center, allowing it to expand. Allow that feeling to reach all the way down to the tips of your toes, to your fingertips, all the way up to the crown of your head. Allow that feeling of happiness to cross your face, bringing a smile to your lips. Allowing that feeling to glow or to radiate. Inhaling and exhaling happiness. Nice, slow, long belly filling breath in. And as we exhale, we'll come over to our right side. Staying here for a few more breaths. Big breath in. Exhaling it out, and nice and slow, we'll push ourselves up into seated. And bringing our hands to heart center. Giving ourselves thanks for making time for ourselves and our practice today. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste. Thanks, everyone.